Hiya folks, welcome back to Dad's Farm. The bank balance is £764,478 in credit, but I do still have a £500,000 loan. Now in this episode I am doing a bit of a comparison on the profitability of wheat versus silage bales. If you remember last time I made quite a lot of money from selling a lot of silage bales, but it worked out that my hourly rate was about £51,000 per hour in terms of revenue here. We're not talking profits, we're just talking revenue, turnover. And what I wanted to work out in this episode is whether or not a wheat field is going to make more per hour than harvesting silage bales. And I honestly don't know the answer to that. And my plan is in this episode to find out. So, to give us a kind of fighting chance, I've brought all the equipment up here that I'm going to need. I've already got a silo, that makes life a bit easier. I've got a big trailer. I've got my bale trailer because I am going to have straw from this and I'm going to be selling the straw bales. I've got a windrower and I've got the baler is over there as well. I've basically got everything we need and I've leased the harvester. As per usual, trusty little Nova 330 harvester here. It's basically the only one I can afford, but it'll do the job. I'll have this harvested relatively quickly. Let's get started on the harvest and then we'll have a bit more of a chat about this. So I'm just adding a little bit of a headland on the end here just to give a bit more room for when the harvester turns round, otherwise the helper tends to get a bit confused. Cool, that'll do. I've set a helper away to get this field done. Start time I think was 11:08, so I'm just going to make a note of that. And I'm going to measure exactly how long this whole harvesting process is going to take. Let me just get my tractor and trailer ready because this is going to fill up pretty quick. Actually, I tell you what, I'm just going to be very kind and add a headland onto the top here to protect my son's field. We don't have crop damage switched on, but I'm sure my son won't be particularly happy with the fact that I'm constantly driving over his field. Right, I've set the helper away and we're just going to leave them to it to get this field done as quickly as possible. What I'm going to do, in order to kind of make it as efficient as physically possible, I'm going to do one half of the field and then I can windrow and bale on that side while the harvester finishes off the other side, and then it's kind of then as efficient as you can possibly make it, because my aim in all of this is to try and get this done in under an hour. I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. But if you remember, when we were harvesting the silage bales, it worked out that I made a total of £137,494, but it took 2 hours and 40 minutes to do all of that. And as I say, that worked out at about £51,000 per hour, or £51,560 per hour, which is good because doing silage bales has very little costs. You know, there's no seeding cost, there's very little like fertilization cost and things like that. The grass just kind of grows by itself, and once you've got all the equipment, then it's a fairly profitable way of making money on Farming Simulator. But as I say, I was quite intrigued as to whether or not wheat, like just a basic wheat field, would be just as profitable. So a couple of people were asking if I've now got £764,000 in the bank, why aren't I using that to pay off the £500,000 loan that I've got? And the answer is I will be, so don't panic. I absolutely will be paying that loan off. But sometimes debt can be a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I advise not getting into debt at all if you can, in certain situations where you absolutely can't help getting into debt, like buying a house and things like that. But the key thing is making the debt work for you. And in this particular situation, what I'd rather do rather than pay off the loan is I want to get myself in a position where the farm is really nice and profitable and running at a good kind of profitable rate before I start paying off this £500,000 loan. Because once that loan's gone, well, yeah, okay, in Farming Simulator you can easily get the loan back again, but in real life, once you've paid off a loan, it's not necessarily a straightforward process to get that money on loan again. There's all sorts of things that can influence it. So if you've got a loan at a good interest rate, sometimes it's a better idea to capitalise on that and make it work for your business. So I'm not saying to get in debt. I'm just saying that debt's not always a bad thing. And if you have got the sort of debt that I started off in this game, what I'd rather do is use it as far as I can to make this little business as profitable as I possibly can in the virtual world of Farming Simulator 19. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with the harvesting of this entire field. We'll come back in a little bit once the harvester's all done, and we'll see how we're getting on. So you can see I'm really making use of the helpers here. I've got a helper doing the windrowing now. I've got a helper on the harvester. I'm just off to take the harvester's current load of wheat that we've got because it's almost full. We'll let him turn around. Sometimes it gets a bit confused when there's just a little sliver of field left at the bottom there. I might end up having to add a square bit. We'll see if he turns around. Sorry. For some reason the helper... Oh no, the helper's doing... Oh, the windrow is going in the wrong direction. Marvellous. Let me just catch that. You're going the wrong way. Right, helper, you're sacked. I'll come back to you. The thing that's going to take the longest in all of this is going to be the baling, and that's... I want to make a start on the baling as soon as possible. As soon as the harvester's finished on that side, I'm going to start on the baling, but I don't want to start baling quite yet in case any of the bales roll in front of the harvester. In fact, talking of which, I'm just going to finish off this top bit because it'll be quicker for me to do it than the helper. Helper's so slow at turning around. How's our windrower doing? Where is our windrower? Okay. Our windrower's back off doing bits that he's already done. Let me just sack him. Stop. Useless. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just chopping a little bit off the bottom of this field. Otherwise the helper gets confused. It seems to be something to do with when the field gets really kind of narrow and skinny. The helper just gets really freaked out by that. Doing this as quick as I can. Honestly, this is going to be the quickest wheat full harvest in history. Right, that's a helper away doing that. I can get back on the windrowing. I think if I start the windrower over on the other side, maybe it'll behave itself then. I'm not sure. It's always tricky when you've got funny shaped fields like this. I'll just do this little bit here. Grain tank's nearly full already. Helper set away on the windrow and grain tank's full. Where's my lorry? Gonna have to drive over the crop. Nothing I can do about that. Yes, the windrower's finally doing what I've asked him to do. Actually, that's it for that bit. So once that last bit of windrowing's done, I can start on the baling. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to park the tractor, or park the trailer up here, out the road. Preferably somewhere that doesn't need baled. We'll go there. Perfect. Right. Where's Windrow? Windrow, you're done. Thank you for your help. Let's fold you up. I am unfortunately going to end up with one silage bale because there was just some grass left in it from the previous job. Nothing I can do about that, but let's just get going. I'm going to do these little bits at... yeah, I'll do these little bits here. Go! Okay, I'm not going to bore you with even more baling. I'll come back to you once the harvester's finished and the baling's all done. Come on, 81%. Got to get a full bale. 85. Sure I had some more down here somewhere. No else. Oh, gutted. 91%. Never mind. I've got literally every last scrap. There is not another drop. Right, I'll get the bale trailer out. 43,669 litres we got there. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to dump the bales here for the minute. Yeah, that'll do. None have rolled into weird places. I'm not going to pick up that silage bale, because I don't want to skew the figures. I'll leave that there. So, that took till 12:30 exactly. 12:30. Now, I'm just going to check the prices. I don't think the prices are particularly good at the minute. It's going up at the port grain elevator. We'll see what that goes to. But I've seen wheat as high as 774 before, so I want to try and sell it at a decent price to kind of maximise our figures here. And the straw bales 56 is a terrible price. So what I'm going to do, I've made a note of how long it's taken so far, and I'm going to come back once the prices have gone up a bit, and then we'll sell everything. Right, we've come back. It's night time. Well, it's 8 o'clock at night, so the sun's gone down and things have gone up in price a little bit. The straw bales are now at £86, which I've seen it higher. I've seen £94, but 86 is alright. I'm going to sell the bales. The actual wheat itself is still not at a great price, so I'll wait a little bit longer before selling the wheat, but I might as well get the bales sold. Right, it's now 2:20 in the morning, and the price has finally gone up to £712 at the ranch, which is decent. Not the highest I've ever seen it, but that is pretty good. So, let's sell some wheat. It's going to take a couple of runs this. Trailer's not quite big enough to do the whole lot. It's not far to the ranch though, so let's see what we get. Okay, that's us finally done. 2:34 AM that took us till. So, let me do a quick bit of mathematics and I'll come back to you. Okay folks, we're back at the farm. 2:45, 2:45 in the morning. No wonder I'm tired. Anyway, I've worked out all the figures and it's quite interesting. So if you remember, when I worked out the figures for doing the grass silage baling, it worked out that I was making a gross income of about £51,560 per hour. So how did we do on the wheat harvesting? Well, we harvested a total of 43,669 litres of wheat on fields 14 and 15. And the whole process from beginning to end took, in real time, my actual time took 1 hour and 38 minutes. And then in terms of selling the crop, we didn't sell at the highest price I've ever seen it, but we sold at a decent price. The wheat itself sold for £31,106, and the bales sold for £15,216. which is a grand total income of £46,322 for that crop. And I'm afraid when you divide that by how long it took to do all the work, that works out at a gross hourly rate of £28,418. So, yeah, well under what we managed to do the grass silage crop for. So, in answer to the question, which is more profitable, wheat or grass silage bales? Grass silage bales. Not to mention the fact that I've had to hire a combine harvester as well, and the harvester cost £5,355 to hire, plus £1,632 for the header, so that was £6,987 to hire the harvester. Not to mention all of the gear that I already had for collecting the bales and things like that. So we can safely say collecting grass silage bales is way more profitable, almost twice as profitable as harvesting wheat. And of course with grass you don't have to plant anything and you don't have to cultivate the field, and generally, although it takes a long time to do the harvesting, it's worthwhile on an hourly rate basis. Still, doing grass all the time does get a bit boring, so I'm quite happy to do the odd crop field here and there. I did actually find harvesting oats is more profitable than harvesting wheat. I haven't covered that in this video in any detail whatsoever, well, at all. I'm going to do a quick profit analysis at some point of soybeans, but I don't think it'll be as good as the latest oat harvest I had. The last oat harvest I had, I got £50,055 off those fields in total versus 46,000 odd that we just got there. So I think oat is one of the most profitable crops that I've found at the moment, but as I say, not a patch on grass silage. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. I hope you found that vaguely useful. Next time, I'm going to be spending some of this money. £803,481 in the bank now, which is a fantastic turnaround from where we first started. And I think we'll probably be wrapping this series up, pardon the pun, in the next episode. Take care, folks. See you next time. Tetty bye.